Okay, have you been crying and laughing and smiling and sad and wondering? And yes, I told you, you're going to leave here exhausted. It's going to be like a workout. Okay, to start off our final group of speakers, I'm very happy to introduce our next speaker, Victoria Pakin. Victoria was born in the USSR. At the age of 10, she immigrated to Israel with her family. When Victoria was 12, she realized that she was gay, which was not accepted in both the Russian and Jewish communities. After finishing school, Victoria served in the Israeli army and then studied 4 years to become a registered nurse. Please help me welcome Victoria to the stage.
Hello everyone. Okay, I want to bring you to two points in my life that actually defined me. There were many, but I had to narrow it down to 8 minutes. It was absolutely impossible to myself, as I really love to talk. So, yeah, you can imagine, it was about 12 years ago. I was sitting and holding my beautiful 2-day-old newborn baby boy. My wife was by my side. Tears were rolling down my cheeks. The world outside felt dark and crumbling. It was 2 hours after I came back from the hospital where I gave birth. It was Second Lebanon War in Israel, and my parents, my beloved grandmother, decided to leave me. My grandmother told me to choose between them and my wife and my life. So she told me that they will find me a husband that will take me with a baby. Yeah, that's bad. I was in shock and disbelief that these awful words can come from my grandmother's mouth, who was my biggest supporter through my life. Obviously, my choice was quite clear, right? And they decided to go back to their home, which was located in the middle of the war zone. The area I lived was absolutely safe. Yeah, that's bad. I felt totally heartbroken, alone, scared, rejected, and betrayed by people closest to me, obviously. Missiles just destroyed kindergarten property about 300 meters from my parents' house. Luckily, it was early morning and no one got hurt, as the kids weren't there yet. And yet, rather than stay at our place that was safe, they decided to go back and not stay with this ugliness. My relationship with my wife. As my grandmother said, it's preferable to have, wait for it, abusive husband than great wife. Yeah. Because it's normal, guys, it's normal to have abusive husband. This is how bad it was. Our friends were okay, most of our friends, I speak for the closest friends, was okay with our relationship, but when we decided to have a baby, I was 25, so I was too young to decide for myself, apparently, after army, after 4 years in university, but I'm too young to decide for myself that we can have baby with my wife or partner for this time. So yeah. So it became not okay, so they just disappeared from our lives. So basically we were alone in dark, cold, scary world, and even though it was 42 degrees outside, my son was born in a desert. Outside I was shivering. You have no idea how emotional shiver goes from your body down there, and it's like, I was shivering. It was a crazy experience. Yeah, and I was crying, obviously, with all the hormones. But alongside with deep sadness, disappointment, and fear came unexpected and rather unfamiliar feeling of freedom. I never thought it will come, but it was there. It definitely was there. And my wise wife told me, the world made its choice, now we need to make ours. We have this beautiful soul that we are responsible for. Let's raise him in the best possible way we can imagine. Not that we can know, we didn't know how to do it, but we can imagine how to do it. and let's change our path accordingly. So, I'm very familiar with living outside of the box. Love this box, right? As a dyslexic person, I had to find ways to do things the way that worked for me, and it was very different from other people around me. As LGBTQ person, I had to hide my true self for a really long time, maybe too long. I came out, I was 24, so it was like way too long, because I knew that the repercussion of this would be devastating, as they were, obviously. And it didn't help that I was born in Soviet Union, where being dyslexic and LGBTQ plus is a big no-no. Until these days, by the way. People don't know what is dyslexia, and it scares me. Yeah, my family immigrated to Israel when I was 10, as it was told. So even though it was in this moment, the situation was devastating, I could totally be authentic self, and it was refreshing. It was like two people in myself, that half of myself was absolutely devastating, crying, depressed, hormonal, you can add whatever, and the other part was celebrating. I didn't need to talk to anyone, I did not need to see anyone, I didn't need to, to tell anything. I could do whatever I want. First time in my life, and it was refreshing, it was interesting. And yeah, in mental. Thanks God that no one filmed me then. Yeah. It was always our dream to live in somewhere outside of the war zone, in the country that LGBTQ plus people could live in peace and have same legal rights as everyone else in the country. Israel was neither, until these days. So yeah, we couldn't legally get married there and be ourselves completely. Our main goal was to leave Israel, to live free life in Canada. Fast forward 19 months, okay? It was there, crying, go there, 19 months later. And we were sitting, you need to imagine. We were sitting on the floor in not furnished basement suite, one of those, the cheap ones, in Maple Ridge. It was, yeah. It was raining outside, it was freezing cold. Now you need to understand, when you live in Israel and then you come to Canada, everything is cold. Middle of the summer, not middle of the summer, cold. Now it's not cold, but then it was freezing cold. We were sitting on the floor, eating lunch on the cardboard box, yes? And 19 months old was, dancing around us. We had only basic appliances, one pot, one frying pan, one mattress, and one cup, one per each person, that's it. Waiting for the last document for work permit to arrive for my wife, so she could start working. Our neighbors came to say hello and welcome us. When they saw our living condition, they literally started crying. I mean, 4 adult people standing and crying. We are sitting still on the floor, or this part of us. Yeah. Do you think we were devastated because of the lack of kitchen table? Yeah, no, yeah. Beds, yeah, no. We're in casino there. No, on the contrary. We loved every second of it, and we were proud of what we accomplished. Finally, we knew that we were going to stay in Canada, forever. This was our goal all along. We were actually celebrating every day on this floor, on the cardboard box, and it was fabulous, guys. You have no idea. Every bite tasted awesome. It tasted like freedom. You know what? It was amazing. I remember those meals out of one pot. Just saying, it's not written here. Before, we lived 4 months in one room with a baby, and we didn't know where we were staying or not, in the hotel, yes? In Burnaby. It was, yeah. Just saying, it was a much better place to be than it was last 4 months. So yeah. Since then, 11 years went by. In those years, we traveled the world, and I mean literally 3 months a year with dedicating to travel every year. We homeschool our son, and we are truly living our authentic selves. Yes, we're here. We're here. We are very open about our experiences, both positive and negative. We try to show people that if their life throws lemons at you, sprinkle some sugar, you know, and make a lemonade. So, we have a YouTube channel now, when we are sharing all of it. It's called Loving Life like family. Where we are inviting people to our dining table. You know, if you're a little bit familiar with the old concept of Muk-bangs, when you eat and talk, you know what? We know how to eat, and definitely we know how to talk. Especially me, but shh. Yeah. And our videos were traveling, sitting, eating, talking, and just exposing ourselves, because you know what? People need more authenticity and be themselves. I found it's very hard for people to open up, and it's unfortunate because I want to find my tribe, I want to feel you, I want you to feel me, and it's important to do it. So I highly encourage you to live your truth and live life on your own terms. If you need to go outside of the box, oh my God, I had this box. And again, some biting social rules, yeah, I love those too. Leave them. It's totally worth it. So yeah, as we always finish our videos on our YouTube, go towards your joy. Do something fun every day. Choose to do something fun every day. It's important. And thank you so very much for coming and listening to my story. Yes, and thank you for letting me to go to the right direction. She helped me to build this speech. Thank you.
The rest of the speakers were just amazing, some heartbreaking, some triumphs, and some just amazing. Amazing women with amazing stories, as well as organizers are really cool. So yeah, it was just unbelievable experience altogether. Now, I know that the story is heartbreaking, and yes, it was absolutely true story. The thing is that after a while we got in touch with my parents, and we have now amazing relationship. As you know, I've visited them numerous times. And I must say, my brother was always biggest supporter. He was always there, but at that time, when Ariel was born, he was only 16. So, you know, he was still child and he had to live with my parents. So it was very hard of him to actually support us. But yes, this was our story how we came to Canada. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it inspired you to live a little bit outside of those my beloved boxes. And yeah, be yourself, and thank you so very much for being with us. And please subscribe, write us a comment, thumbs up us, and cheers live in life. And remember, go towards your joy and do something fun every day. And see you next time.